Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to our channel. I'm Daniel. This is Jonathan. Today we are back with Death Note, episode 8. Last time, kind of the unthinkable happened.
I didn't think he was going to pull it off.
I didn't think he was going to pull it off. I guess he had to pull it off. But B, I'm like a little torn. I'm like, why, man? Light's being a little like savage right now, right?
We talked about that whenever he took out Ray Pember, right?
Yeah, even that, I was like, oh man,
he's not going after criminals anymore. He's kind of breaking his
He'll
MO.
go against them, even if they're like good, like in this case,
FBI
policemen,
agents.
FBI agents, right? And even an innocent bystander who just lost her husband.
Mm-hmm.
Like, imagine the grief he's in, that the family's gonna go to his family. Like, none of that.
Well, he also just found out that she used to be an FBI agent who worked for Light. So I don't know if that kind of created like a...
For L, you mean?
For L, sorry, yes. If that kind of created like a
justification in his mind. He was
exactly.
like, oh, now she's really an enemy.
Yep.
She wants to work with L.
Correct, and that's his biggest enemy.
Yeah.
But.
Speaking of L, he did meet with the cops.
Oh yeah.
He's a little bit weird, but it was clearly him.
Yep.
And we got to meet I forget his name. Wakaria? Wakaria? Something like that. I can't remember his name.
Watari? I think it's Watari.
Sorry, guys, we're butchering it. It's one of those. We'll see it here in a sec.
Yeah.
But they got to see their faces, so there's like a level of trust that's shown there.
Right.
So now, I'm curious to see if this death, her death, they'll be able to kind of connect it, because it'll then link it back to the FBI agent.
Well, remember one of the officers that's on the case, he's walking back with the umbrella in the rain.
Yeah, he had just walked by, but he had his hat. It was raining, or not his hat, his umbrella
low. So
he could have, because had he paid attention, he would be like, oh, that's
his son.
He's right there. But maybe he did. The way the angle showed, it was like he didn't notice. So I don't know. It'll
be interesting to see what happens next. I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll see where this goes from here. I'm not team anyone yet. I just like the test match. So I do enjoy that.
I think I've mentioned I'm Team Light, right?
Yeah, I think we were Team Light from the get-go. This episode kind of got me a little...
Also caught some heat because I was Team Aaron in AOT.
Right. So like...
And so I'm just like, do I want to keep on
the thing, but see with AOT, that's a different... If you haven't seen that show, the thing that show did is like they brought you along for this long journey. Right. So you grew a connection with him. Yeah. So it was hard to let go of that.
And then he's
with Light, this pivot is happening fast. Right. If it is a pivot, we don't know.
Correct.
But
correct.
Anyway, yeah, I know what you mean. I have a little PTSD on that too. But we're going to go ahead and hop in, guys. Before we do, please consider subscribing to our channel. Full interactions over on our Patreon, as well as early access to future episodes. If you want to get ahead, we're going to hop into episode 8.
Let's do it. I really thought he was in a cave and make that deal with Yagami to get the sight.
Yeah, I think probably in that moment he considered it. You know?
I mean, I considered it
because he was going there considering all possibilities. I think us as viewers, we want him to do it just so we could see how it works.
Yeah, he's gonna find a way around it and get it without losing half of his life.
I'm trying. Yeah, let's say how could he trick him? Because he's already shown that he's thought of things that even the Shinigami hadn't thought of.
Mm-hmm.
That was footage from surveillance cameras at the station. The death of one of the FBI agents is captured on
Okay.
So they do have cameras, which we've talked
Let's
about.
see the Ray Pember comes through the west entrance of Shinjuku Station at 3:11 p.m. But even if he was following someone at that time, I think it's going to be very difficult for us to draw any real conclusions from this blurry video. 4:42 p.m. he exits the train at Tokyo Station and dies on the platform.
It's quite strange, don't you think? We know that Ray Pember got on the train, and then an hour and a half later he got off and died on the platform. But the Yamanote line only takes an hour to complete its circuit. And more importantly, there's the envelope.
Oh, he told him to stay on.
He's holding what looks like an envelope when he passes through the ticket gate.
But in the footage right before his death, it's gone.
Hey.
Which means it was left on the train.
Right, which means someone got it.
Watch closely at the very end here.
Oh, they got a glimpse of him.
He's straining to look inside the train before the doors close.
It means that
Wouldn't it be interesting if Kira was on that train?
Right.
That's impossible.
Maybe he was counting on us to make that assumption and figured he could get away with such a bold move.
You haven't stopped writing criminals' names in the Death Note for 4 days straight.
Dang.
So what are you trying to prove?
Consider it insurance. Suppose the son of the detective superintendent of the NPA was hospitalized. If criminals stopped dying at the same time, it wouldn't be difficult to connect the two.
That's what this is.
He says he's on the phone with someone from the tip line who has information for us.
Right. Then give Yukita the number for line 5 and ask him to have the informant call that line instead.
That's line 5.
Yes, this is Suzuki, head of Kira's Investigation Public Information Division.
His
Ray
voice.
Pember's fiancée.
Oh, there it is.
Naomi Misora.
He worked with her.
Right.
So it's her. She's from the Los Angeles baby murder case, that's right. Well, apparently she's been missing since the day after her fiancé died. The Naomi Misora I knew was strong. Not to mention she was also an excellent FBI agent. It's more likely she'd be trying to catch Kira.
Okay.
It's possible that she may have found a lead.
Cameras
Kira
from the
managed
station.
to get to her first.
Think of who
Everyone,
they saw at the
this point,
station.
I'd like to focus our investigation on only those people who Ray Pember was tailing.
Oh.
Very well. Who are these two individuals he was investigating?
Oh, it's getting close.
Detective Superintendent Yagami and their families. I'd like to place wiretaps and surveillance cameras in both houses.
Bro.
I don't see how you could even consider this. If this got out, we'd have a civil rights scandal on our hands. We'd all lose our jobs.
What are the odds that Kira's in one of those households?
Maybe 10%. No, it's closer to 5%.
I'm sorry, but it's not worth the risk.
No, even if there's only a 1% chance, we
Of
simply
all
can't
people to
afford
say that.
ignore it. I don't want any blind spots in the house, and that includes the bathroom.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, my gosh.
Come on, Chief. You don't have to agree to this.
You have a wife and daughter at home, don't you?
Yes, I'm well aware of that fact.
I don't know that I would agree.
Like the bathrooms, too. That's kind
Yeah.
of crazy.
No blind spots. That means there's nowhere to change.
Yeah.
As a courtesy to the chief and his family, only he and I will conduct surveillance of their home. Watari,
Okay,
how long
that's
will it
better.
take to
Man, I mean, he hates it, but he's willing to do it.
See you later,
Yeah.
mate.
So now,
That means they could hear
I
him
wonder if
talking
he
too.
anticipates this.
What? No one's home yet.
Oh, he doesn't know about the cameras yet, I bet. I think that's the whole point, not to tell him, maybe.
Yeah. I wonder if Shinigami tells him.
Why would they lock the doors?
Right.
That kind of gives it away.
Oh,
Do you want to play some video games?
don't talk.
Come on, it's been a while.
Good. I hate
Hey,
that I'm
Light.
cheering for him.
Does he
but
know? Does he know that they might be listening, or he just doesn't feel like talking
Don't
to them?
believe it. What could he be hiding in there that he doesn't want anyone else to see?
For a 17-year-old kid, I wouldn't say this kind of behavior is particularly abnormal. Have you ever talked to your son about the investigation?
Of course not. I've never once revealed classified information to my family.
Light, don't ignore me when I'm talking to you or I'll get mad.
Doesn't look like these clothes have been bugged. There's a very strong possibility that there are wiretaps and maybe surveillance
did
cameras
he catch
hidden
on to
throughout
that?
my house.
Wow.
Really?
Because of the locked
But that piece
doors?
of paper was still in your door, wasn't it?
I left the paper in the door in a way that it would be obvious to anyone entering the room.
Oh, that's what he did the
Real test is
paper.
the handle. When that door is closed, the door handle automatically returns to a horizontal position and it won't go any higher than that. Whenever I close the door, I adjust it slightly. Instead of letting it sit horizontally, I lower it by about 5 millimeters. When I
Golly.
get home and the handle is all the way up, I can be fairly certain that someone was in my room. That method alone doesn't tell me if my door was actually opened. I put a mechanical pencil lead in place as well. It goes on the hinge. After I close the door, I take the pencil lead and rest it on the hinge in such a way that it will break if the door happens to be opened by anyone.
Smart.
Normally, I take it
Wow.
out. When I got home from school today, I noticed that the pencil lead was broken.
Maybe it was your mother.
Right, I was going to
My
say.
family wouldn't have noticed the piece of paper. What's suspicious is that someone took the time to put it back in the door.
Hi there. Can I help you?
Dang.
What's this all about? That's right, surveillance cameras. Once the apple's in my mouth, no one can see it. But while I'm holding it,
Oh,
looks
I've
like
always
it's
wondered
floating.
that. He's
I
sweating.
guess it won't kill you to stop eating apples for a while.
Don't you think that's a bit much? Come on.
Unfortunately, I already gave Elle the hint that Shinigami love apples, so I just can't afford to take the risk.
When did you?
Oh, that's right.
You'll have to find out where all the cameras are hidden. If you're lucky, you might find a blind spot where you can eat them without being seen.
Have him
Right?
work for you.
Let's go.
He baited him into
So
that.
interesting.
A person can shorten his or her own life by using the note. They can shorten their own life by using the note? Oh, okay, this is a longer one. The human who becomes the owner of the death note can, in exchange of half of his or her remaining life, get the eyeballs of the god of death, which will enable him or her to see humans' name and remaining lifetime when looking through them.
Okay, that's what it means. And they can by doing this.
I just realized you could technically probably write your own name in there. If like, I don't know what it would benefit except for you could put like when I'm 90 years old.
Well, no, because he just said, like, for example, when the episode started, he's writing all those people's names down and he can use any date. as long as it's before the date that they're supposed to die.
So like that's the only thing. You don't really know if it'll work before, but if you're thinking, okay, I'm okay dying at 90, maybe I'll live to 93, 94.
Okay. Yeah, at that point,
but that way you can choose a super peaceful
death at 90 when you're old.
And can you speak certain like, and I'll be rich and I'll be have a healthy, you know, like all this other stuff.
Right.
That's, I don't know how complicated you can get with all that, but
that is true. Oh, he bought this to make it seem okay.
That's why he left the paper.
Normal for a 17-year-old. It's too obvious.
Right.
The only reason he didn't want anyone in his room was because he had these magazines. That's what he wants us to think.
Hey, that's my son you're talking about.
I do suspect him. That's why I placed wiretaps and surveillance cameras in your house and the deputy director's house.
I found a camera in the air conditioner.
Even if this is the Kira case, I didn't think the Japanese police would ever go this far. Given the situation, it's safer if I just assume I'm their prime suspect and the only one being watched.
Okay.
Luckily, I prepared for this kind of situation.
They can go look there instead of anywhere else.
So that's what he's thinking.
Please contact the broadcasters and tell them to play our message.
Very well. Understood.
ICPO? They're saying that in response to the Kira murders, Interpol has decided to dispatch a force of 1,500 investigators to Japan.
React.
1,500 investigators? Whoa.
Chances are they've got cameras in the living room as well. It's obvious they're just trying to evoke reaction from me.
He already knows.
Now, this is the exact same trick he used last time. The ICPO sure is stupid. I mean, there's no point in making this announcement. If they're gonna send all these people here to investigate, shouldn't they keep it a secret? Even the FBI agents who were secretly investigating were killed by Kira. If you ask me, this is nothing more than a desperate attempt to shock Kira in the hopes that he'll reveal himself somehow.
Oh, interesting.
Does that give him enough?
You're eating a bag of chips? You just had dinner. Your good looks are gonna go down the drain if you keep that up.
It's a late-night snack for studying.
I found every camera they put in the house.
This is his.
I guess Shinigami get tired when they work hard. There sure are a lot of cameras in this room.
Wow.
I counted 64 in total.
Oh, wow.
I guess whoever put them here expected you to at least find some of them.
It's pretty clear he doesn't know any limits.
What I want to know is how am I going to be able to eat apples?
Any normal person would slip under these circumstances, but it won't be that easy.
It was a little bit risky.
This is the closest we get.
The chips.
Is that to make noise, though?
I've set things up so that criminals will continue to die over the next 3 weeks. Death of his victims. Therefore, to avoid suspicion, Hell needs to see that criminals whose names are being broadcast continue to die while I have no access to that information.
Right.
Oh. Just watch me, Hell.
Tiny TV.
I'll solve equations with my right hand and write names with my left.
Bro,
I'll take a potato chip and eat it.
The epic sounds for eating a chip.
He's watching for any slip up.
And it's just the feed isn't super clear. You can almost see it there if you know what you're looking for.
A few minutes ago, a bank clerk being questioned on suspicion of embezzlement and a purse snatcher being held in a detention center were broadcast on the news. They both just died of sudden, inexplicable heart attacks.
While all that was happening at your home, your wife and daughter were watching television. From just past 7:30 until now, 11 o'clock, your son's done nothing but study. Kira needs a name, and so I suppose anyone who didn't watch the news can't be Kira, right?
That means my family has been cleared.
The Yagami household seems almost too innocent to me.
Dang.
Mike,
They both see through each other, man.
Yeah.
Today's garbage day, so if you've got any, bring it down with you, okay?
The garbage with the TV in it.
He wants to see it get crushed.
Oh man, what? That may have. Maybe he sees it as
investment.
No, what's it called? An investigation, a clue. Not a clue, but like, yeah, I guess. What do you call it? Not a clue.
Evidence.
I think he maybe sees it as evidence if he left that.
True. If he keeps it.
If he keeps it anywhere, or because he can't like take it out and take it back to his room. And,
right. Like, why would he need?
When did he put it in there?
I think he put it in there before. So he did a lot of things beforehand, right? So I don't know if you noticed
when he grabbed the bag of chips in the kitchen.
I think he put it in there before he typically does not eat junk food. Apparently, is what it seems like. But he grabbed that specific bag of chip, which was like the third one back. And when he popped it open, I don't know if you noticed, there was like a light ray. It almost looked like a white circle.
When did he put the TV in there? Because the cameras have been on this whole time. Unless he thought to put the TV in there even before the cameras were there as a backup plan, that's like crazy foresight.
Right.
Or it's like he opens, I don't know where he would have had it, and the backpack's on his lap, but they have cameras everywhere. So they would front facing cameras, take the TV out, put it in the bag of chips.
Yeah. He definitely did it before.
That sequence of him opening the bag of chips was
it's hilarious.
Was hilarious, but maybe in there it kind of shows the
when he puts it in.
Yeah, maybe. I'm trying to see if I can find that whole sequence of him just opening the chips.
Yeah, so watch here when he grabs those chips though.
Okay, yeah. Let me go back a little bit.
It's like the third bag back.
Yeah, let me see.
Your good looks are gonna go down the drain if you keep that
grab
up.
one from the back, right?
Night snack for studying.
Third one.
Oh, watch. Let me see where the cameras are. Yeah, see, look at his desk.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're everywhere on his desk. There's no space, so I don't know where he could have put it in here. Oh, it's right here.
This is the closest we get.
He does a great big deal about popping them open, but then when he looks inside,
there's that little light.
You see right there.
Maybe it was already. He preemptively put a TV in there, but that's
like you said, it's crazy foreshadowing on his part to expect that, but that's also why he deleted all the files.
He started, he was like, I gotta prepare just in case I start to get if people start to get suspicious of me,
right?
And they start planning. But I don't know if he would have thought they would have gone as far as wiretapping, because he even said he was surprised by that. He's like, I didn't think the police would do that.
Yeah.
So he wouldn't think to plan.
No, he said he didn't think the Japanese police would do that, so that must be L's decision.
But if he didn't, but for him to preemptively plan to be watched all the time, he would have to think that at least.
I think. It's good to see the cameras. I talked about it a couple episodes ago. Do they have surveillance cameras? Obviously, the surveillance cameras would have caught him when he's at the police station meeting her, right? Naomi talks to her. They walk out together, and then they go on like this long walk around the block.
Right.
Where he's just talking to her, and then obviously there's a part where she hands him a driver's license. Like, that's suspicious if it's on camera. Why did she hand him a driver's license and then immediately leave to go commit suicide?
So, they need to keep. I feel like someone should know that she went to go to talk to them at the front, unless she didn't give them their name then.
True.
At the receptionist area. Otherwise, you wouldn't know, if she winds up missing, because he may have wrote in the note, like, walk 10 miles away and then do something. You know what I mean?
Right. And this is already obviously a couple of days ago. So if the message wasn't relayed to him, like, hey, we saw your son up here at the police station a few days ago or earlier today or anything like that, then there's no question.
Unless it happens later, he bumps to that guy. He's like, oh, I saw your son the other day. Blah, blah. He's like, when?
Yeah, that could be. But again, surveillance cameras are going to be, I think, key in this if they go back to...
It's just, man, I know Light's smart, but man, it's hard. I mean, to think to think of everything.
Right.
Like, especially because L's getting closer and closer and closer. And so you have to be even more and more careful.
Right.
But you have to think of a million scenarios all at once. So
it's crazy though. The way they're both thinking, you said it, they're kind of seeing through each other.
He's like, yeah, this is clearly L doing this. And then L's like, this clearly Light knows, or Kira would know this, blah, blah, blah.
But I think him, by Light saying that when that announcement was played on TV, that kind of put a little bit more of a target on his back to continue the surveillance of them versus shutting it down.
It could have gone two ways. Yeah, it could have been like, because he's like, your son's clever, and that might be something like a clever kid would say anyways. He has to constantly tell himself, what would I say in this situation if I wasn't Kira?
Right.
And I would probably say this, so I'm gonna say it. Like, do everything as if you're not. Because if he just kind of stayed quiet and like didn't think about it, like maybe that's like a little too on the nose that you're just completely ignoring it.
Right.
And obviously a really shocked reaction.
Yeah, and here I know he mentions, he's like, why would he kill two petty criminals after their names and faces were released?
And that's what made him.
Which, I mean, he's already set up a few other criminals to die within the next couple of days. So as long as he, stays under the radar and does things the way he'll keep his cover.
That's true. The petty criminals thing is big because that was just because that's what he could see at that moment.
Right.
He couldn't be picky. He couldn't Google someone a little bit.
Correct.
Like worse record.
But he's set it up. He set it up already in the book. So
yeah.
We'll see. I'm excited.
For a good episode. Like, yeah, I want to see where this goes because I'm like, if he does something to take him off his trail,
right?
Oh, that'll be impressive. But even if he does do that, then I'd be surprised to not think that L would still consider him a person of interest, even if he's like, hey, for now we'll move on.
That's what I think will end up happening.
But I feel like but then L will come back
to him. He's always going to be like that. What do you call it? The thorn in his heel, I guess.
Yeah. He's always thorn in the side, something like that. Yeah. All right, that's all we got for today, guys. So thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing to our channel. And full length reactions and early access episodes are all linked down below if you want to get a head start over on those, as well as all the other shows we watch. Otherwise, we'll be back in a few days with episode 9. So until then, we'll catch you on the next one.
Peace.